Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Rogue Love, and welcome back to Caverns of Xaskazien 2, my very own roguelike. I've got to play a bit more of this because there's a release coming up in about just over a week, about 7 or 8 days, on the 15th. And there's been a lot of work been done on that game of late. The last 3 months have been chock full of it. Fixing a lot of bugs. There were a lot, and there will likely be more, so I've got to playtest it. And as long as I'm playtesting it, it makes sense to record a video for this channel. I've not been recording for this channel the last little while because, last week or two, because I've been working so hard on this game. So let's take some time out today and dive in. As is always the case with Caverns of Xaskazien 2, I'll explain a bit as we go. I'm not going to dive into the depths of the rules because I don't want to waste an hour of your time just explaining things as we go, or in that depth. And the truth is, there's so many videos of this game up on my channel already. If you really want to learn in depth how to play, take a look over that. I promise you'll find what you're looking for. But in the meantime, we're going to kind of skim over things. I will explain things in general as we go, but not spend exorbitant time. Lastly, well, let's go ahead and enter the Caverns. Let's go start a new game. All right, here we are on the character creation screen. We're going to create a character. Now, in previous versions of this game in terms of on the channel, I've already played a Mouseling Merchant. I've already played a Brownie Necromancer. I've already played a Lizardman Rogue, a Dogman Purifier, a Half-Elf Tomb Raider, a Human Crusader, and an Elven Dragon Slayer. So we're not going to repeat any of those. I'm going to try to keep the race and class different than any of those we've done before, and we'll randomize what we get and work off at that. But we'll change it if it's one of those. I want to point out one other thing. The last time I put up a video of this game on this channel, we were at version 1.47.36. This is currently version 1.56.51. So, yeah, as you can see, it's come a long way. Let's go ahead and randomize our race by clicking on this this little dice button here. Half-orc. We've never played a half-orc on this channel before. Let's go ahead with that. All right. Let's find a nice class. Purifier we've done before. We did that with the Dogman. What else we got? A half-orc mage. I don't think we've played a mage. Not a straight-up mage. All right. That's kind of an interesting, bizarre combination. Let's randomize the sex of this guy. Male. And let's get a religion going here, and I'll debate whether I want to keep that religion or not. Specifically not this one. It tells you right here, not recommended. And if we highlight this, it tells us why. I'll point out that right here on the character creation screen, as in any part of the game. If you point at anything, it gives you the information you want to know about it. You want to know about the stats? Here it is. The abilities? Here it is. The religion? Here it is. And not recommended? Here's why. But let's go ahead and randomize that further until it's not recommended at least. Not recommended. Malevian. That's interesting. Interesting. All right. Let's give this a shot. I don't know if this is a good combo or not, but let's go ahead. Let's look at what we've ended up with here. We got a half-orc. Half-orcs are the result of human-orc breeding. Reviled by both species, they have learned aggression as a way of life. Climbing the ranks in orcish society can involve showing off their physical prowess, and most will go out of their way to do so. Most won't be showing off their charisma, though, and merchants tend to treat them with extra disdain. Orcs are superstitious by nature, and their innate fear of all things supernatural can cause them to freeze up when facing diabolical creatures. We can see a lot of that, explained right here. Physical prowess, if you look at our primary attributes here, strength, dexterity, intelligence, and health, they're color-coded. If it's green, it means it's higher than normal for a starting character. Red means lower than normal. This is all normal. So a little stronger than the average starting character, a little clumsier than the starting average character. But normal intelligence and health. And it mentioned, what else did it mention? It mentioned showing off their physical prowess. We can also see that here. They have a special ability. Orcish society demands regular displays of physical prowess, and most half-orcs are eager to do so to improve social standing. Any successful feat of strength by a half-orc character will reward them with experience equal to 40 times the dungeon level. That's a lot. If we get our strength up high, we could be raking in tons of experience. Then again, we're a mage, so we got to kind of balance that with having to do magey things too. So we'll see how that goes. It mentioned the fact that merchants treat us with disdain. We can see that under the deficiencies here. All prices are 25% worse. So anything we want to buy is going to cost 25% more. Anything we want to sell is going to net us 25% less. It's as if frickin' Trump reached into the goddamn game and imposed tariffs on our half-orc. Something he'd do. Let's look at the mage. Mages come from all over. Oh, we didn't talk about the diabolic aspect too. That mention of freezing up with diabolics, that's a reference to this. Hatred from diabolics. So we start the game. There's all kinds of different types of monsters. 9 different classes of monsters. Or is it 8? Could have sworn it was 9, but recently I counted 8. Maybe it was 8 or 9. I don't know. But diabolics are one of them. And of those, when we face them, they already hate us at the start of the game. It means they have a plus 20 to hit us for the entirety of the game, unless we can somehow get rid of that hatred, which is unlikely. It'll likely only grow. Mage. Mages come from all over Melanthus. That's the name of the game, or the name of the world where this game takes place. Though the most powerful often hail from the Fortress of Three Towers on the Isle of Christeth. Mages, as their name implies, are extremely adept at working with magic, though their studies often leave time for little else. Inability to wield heavier weapons makes them less able combatants at deeper levels, while their lack of agility also means they're less likely to learn up on rogue skills. That's where that dexterity penalty came in from. They have more raw sorcerer's power than any other class, though, so we're going to have a lot of spell points. You see that another special ability as well here for mages. Every time we achieve a new character level, all of our spell points come back. We'll talk more about that in game. In general, we can see that when we want to improve our skills, mage skills are going to cost us 1 skill point, general skills are going to cost us 1, warrior is going to cost us 2, and rogue is going to cost us 3. Let's look at our religion. This potentially could be good. Not as good as I'd like for this particular character, but let's look at it. Maleviak is who we worship, the goddess of pain. Her miracles surround directly damaging foes, especially with fire or acid, poisoning or causing disease, and lowering enemy attributes. She favors evil acts, so she likes it when we do evil things. She likes it specifically when we kill monsters with fire, poison, or acid. And she loves it when we kill water-confined enemies. I mean, like anything that lives in the water. She loves when we kill that. And if we kill sleeping or shackled enemies. She doesn't like good acts. She hates it when we kill aberrations. That's one of the 8 or 9 overarching types of monsters. Or specifically goblins or hobgoblins, which are in the goblinoid class, but just those 2. She is actually the creator of goblins and hobgoblins when she mated with Hornus, the god of war. And even though they're Hornus' people, she has a special place for them. Using any good prayers, and especially prayers to Sensen V, who's a goddess of healing. So we're not going to want to do any of that. Let's look at what we start with in terms of our gear. We'll start with a sickle. That is a light axe. It has a penalty to hit. Looks like minus 11 to hit. Does 1 to 6 damage. It's a light axe. We have a mage shield scroll, so we can only use it once right now. It'll raise our defense by 60 points for a certain amount of time. We have wine, a flask of wine. We can only use it once, but it'll give us back 6 to 72 spell points, although it will halve our dexterity for a time. We have an inscribe ward spell. We cast that, our square turns into a ward. No monsters can get across that, ever. A spark spell does 1 to 8 electrical damage to the monster. That's why I was a little bit like, Maleviak's not perfect. She likes it when we kill with fire, poison, or acid. She doesn't care if we kill with electricity. So we're not starting with a spell that allows us to do that. We're going to have to find something that allows us to do that, or else that entire aspect of worshipping Maleviak is useless. We have a finger candle spell that literally turns our fingers each into a candle, and then we can light up the area around us for a while. Or a blur spell, which makes us illusionarily blurry, and monsters will have a tough time hitting us. In terms of skills, advanced violence. So there's a whole bunch of this stuff we're going to explain as we get into the game, but the higher your strength, one of the aspects of the higher your strength, you have a higher chance to do more bonus strength damage when you hit in melee combat, and it also determines the range of damage you do. But because of our advanced violence skill, whatever that range would be, it's actually 50% higher for us. We'll do extra bonus strength damage when we do it, 50% extra. Basic assassination at the basic level just gives us a plus 30 to hit versus persons. Persons are one of the 8 or 9 overarching classes of monster. Advanced thaumaturgy gives us extra spell points. We'll have 25% more spell points than the normal character would. And basic runic lore, we can immediately identify any low power scrolls. We know exactly what that scroll does. Even if it's cursed, we'll be able to tell at a glance. On top of that, it gives us a 25% chance every time we use a scroll, like our Mage Shield scroll. 25% chance every time we use it that it doesn't go away. We can use it again. There you go. That's all we need to know about. This is what we'll look like. Half-orc mage. Let's give it a try. See what the hell happens. We'll say okay. Let's randomize the name, and if we hate the name, we'll pick a different one. Hogzoruk. That seems good for a half-orc mage. We'll go with that. Hogzoruk. Alrighty, here we are in the dungeon. So just like I mentioned, if we point at anything here, we can learn about it. These are walls. This is empty space. These are stalactites. We can walk under those. If we were flying, we couldn't go through them. There's a lever here. Who knows what the hell it'll do if we pull it. There's some glowing fungus, luminescent mushrooms, just sort of lighting up the area around it. That's about all we can see right now. Anything we point at, unless it's a monster, is going to show up with its details in info panel number 1 right here. This is unknown. Until we can see it, we don't know what the hell's there. That goes true for anything here. Any of our stats, you want to know what they do. You want to know what spell points are, how they're derived. You want to know about your character level, what it means. You want to know your name. What does your name matter? Point at it. It'll tell you. We also have all these tabs over here. We can cycle through them by default with a period or comma button, as you can see. See a little glow showing up behind each of these tabs. But you can remap any keys you want to by going to the options menu. That's the wrench. And clicking rebind keys or pressing Shift W. You can see the W there. If we were to press, say, Shift N, it'll jump right to the input responsiveness. There you go. If we press Shift D, it'll jump to sound effects volume, and we can adjust that if you want to use your keyboard instead. Or you can use page up or page down here. We'll also cycle through it. Or you can use the mouse. So easy. In our inventory, we can see everything we have. We've got the sickle. Because it's yellow, we know it's equipped. If it was black, it would be unequipped. Wine and a mage shield scroll is all we started with. We only have 10 inventory slots right now. That could change. That means we can only carry a maximum of 10 slots worth. Some items are bigger than 1 slot. Large items might take as much as 3 slots. Really large items could take 5 or even 7, but those would be extremely rare. Here we have our 3 different types of spells, or different tiers of spells. These are low power spells. These are the ones we started with: Blur, Finger Candles, Inscribe Ward, and Sparks. We can cast low power spells because we started with basic spell use, as all characters do except barbarians. Barbarians start with untrained spell use and thaumaturgy as their penalty. But yeah, we can cast any of these. It tells you the spell point it'll cost. It'll cost us 20 spell points. We've got 37. So if we were to cast Blur right now, we'd only have 17 left. We're not going to do any of that right now. I'm going to save it. Well, might as well do Finger Candles maybe. Maybe not. We can save that for an Inscribe Ward spell if we need it. Down here we have our 4 skill types. These are general skills. Remember, they cost us 1 skill point each. Our maximum trainable skill level is basic in this category. Why? You need at least 30 to learn basic skills in any of the categories. They are all corresponding to your stats, your attributes. General skills correspond to health. Intelligence corresponds to mage skills. Dexterity corresponds to rogue skills. Strength corresponds to warrior skills. Coincidentally, just reverse order they're listed here. I'd never noticed that before. It's actually alphabetical order for these. Anyways, so we have 30 health, so we could learn things to the basic level. It would cost us 1 skill point to do so. We don't have any skill points, as you can see. Mage skills we can learn to the basic level because we have at least 30 intelligence. Would cost us 1. Rogue skills would cost us 3, and we can't even learn any. Even if we had 3 skill points, we can't learn it. Maximum trained level is untrained because our dexterity is currently 20, less than 30. Doesn't prevent us from starting with our assassination skill. You can start with that, but we can't learn anymore until we get that those points up. And warrior skills, which would cost us 2, we can only learn to the basic level because we have at least 30. And also it tells you here, weapons use, max basic, because that was a penalty for being a mage. We can't learn more than basic weapon use, which means we are stuck with light weapons the entire game. Let's start moving around. How do we move? You can move with the, by default, with the keypad, number pad. See? Or we could also point at any square. You can see that little trail. If I was to left click here, it would run me along that trail, following that exact path, unless it encountered something that said, hey, we gotta stop and tell you about this because it's dangerous or whatever. We can see some gold over here. Let's go grab that. Do you want to pick it up? Yeah. 1 to 10 times the dungeon level in gold pieces. We're in dungeon level 1, so we'll get 1 to 10 gold pieces if we pick this up. Oh, we got 10. Nice. And you can see we now have 10 gold out of a maximum of 40. Why a maximum of 40? One of the other aspects of strength is it dictates how much gold you can carry. So you're going to want to get your strength up higher if you want to carry more gold. Gems, by contrast, they work exactly the same as gold does, but there's no max. You can carry as much as you want. There's some papers over here. Let's go. Oh, we also have a monster down here. What's this? An Mage. So I mentioned if you point at anything, you'll learn about it in Info Panel 1. If you point at a monster, you'll learn about it in Info Panel 2 down here. So we can see right here the Mage. It has an attack rating of 17, a defense of 12. Its intelligence is animal intelligence. We'll talk about that later. We have more contrasts to compare animal intelligence with. It'll only do 1 point of physical damage if it hits us. Its speed is average. That means it's slower than us. Actually, all monsters are slower than you, except those who are fast. Fast is faster than you. Everything else is slower than you. Its health is 2. It has 2 hit points. And it's worth 34 experience points if we kill it. You can see right here we need 300 to level up, so it'd be 10% of the way there. It has no resistances, so no damage from any type of source will do standard damage to it. If it hits us, it has a 5% chance of causing a disease called cellar sight. Every time it hits. Cellar sight would suck. It would limit our range of vision to 1 square around us. It would make it really hard to explore and see until we get rid of it. It's flying. It couldn't enter here because if you're flying, you can't enter stalactites. But if there were, say, stalagmites, it could fly over those, or a pit, or lava, or whatever. It can fly right over those. It can't enter doors. No opposable thumbs. Its type, among the 8 or 9, I forget, types of monsters, is insectoid. It also gives us a handy breakdown of our combat odds. If we point right here, we can instantly see we have a 10% chance of hitting it. If we hit, we'll do 1 to 6 damage, with a 13% chance of doing an extra 1 to 6 damage because of our bonus strength damage. If it hits us, it's got a 17% chance to hit us. It does 1 damage with that 5% chance of causing cellar sight. So that's all you need to know, really. Check out the special abilities and look at the odds, and you've got everything you need to know almost. Maybe the intelligence and the speed are worth looking at as well. Now, why do we only have a 10% chance? Well, your chance in combat of hitting is your dexterity. You got 20% chance. But our sickle gives us minus 11, so we actually have a 9% chance. And its defense comes off of that, so we'd actually have a negative 3% chance of hitting this guy. But neither you nor any monster can ever have less than a 10% chance to hit. That's as bad as it gets. Let's not fight him yet. He's got a better chance of hitting us than we do, and I don't want to get cellar sight, but we'll kill him later. Let's go see what these papers are all about. These are cave columns. You can see right through them, but can't walk through them. These are empty shelves, nothing on them. I can hear a howling wind somewhere, so that means something. Oh, there's a cave in there, guys. Cave-ins are kind of like a booby trap you can't see. They're not that common, but they're around. When you step on them, they cause 3 to 9 damage for every 10 levels deep you are, and they erase your map. Unless you have mining skill. If you have mining skill, one of its abilities is it can help you avert cave-ins. You can also spot cave-ins when you're next to them. We'd have a basic 10% chance of seeing it every turn we're next to one. Dwarven map we found, but we don't have any cartography skill. We don't know how to read a map. We're a mage, but never learned how to read a map. Have no idea what the hell is on that map. Can't use it. That's likely what's making that howling sound. This is a treacherous mine shaft. There's a staircase somewhere on this level. It'll bring us down to dungeon level 2. If we take this, it'll also bring us to a dungeon level 2, but it'll be a mine. And the mine may have extra gold or gems or silver or something in it, and be very mineable. Then again, treacherous mine shaft. There's a chance, you can see right here, a 3% chance, because of the amount of inventory items we have filled, that if we get in this thing and try to make it go down, the cable will snap and drop us down to that level. We'll take damage, but we will end up there anyway. It's probably, so far, how we'll try to get off this level. It's an Mage again. Here's the staircase. Bring us down 1 level. We're not going to go there. Not right now, anyway. Oh, another cave, and we're not getting lucky with that. Bad start. By the way, when you cave in, it turns into rubble. 50% chance of walking through rubble. Here, I tried to walk through it, failed. Tried again, failed. Let's use my keypad. Tried. There, I got on it. Bit of a waste of time, but I thought I'd show you. These are stalactites. Pass over them if you're flying. Can't if you're walking. Stalagmites, pardon me. We have a kobold coming at us here. But you can see it's a kobold magician. You see that blue swirl underneath it? That indicates that it's a spell-casting type of some sort. So if we look at it, we can see its stats in general. Again, only a 10% chance to hit it. This sickle is not doing us any favors, coupled with the fact that we're really clumsy to start with. But we'll probably kill it with 1 hit if we hit it. Its odds are only 14% to hit us, but it does 1 to 2 damage instead of 1 like that Mage. No special abilities in terms of causing diseases or anything. No resistances. But a couple of things worth noticing about it. First, it's speed. Remember, the Mage was standard. This one is slow, or Mage was average. This one is slow. It means it moves much slower than we do. We could walk away from it if we wanted to, but I'll probably try and kill it. It's a level 1 monster. You can see that in the graphic of the monster right here. Level 1. The Mage was level 3. It's only worth 23 experience when we kill it. That blue swirl, as I mentioned, indicates it's a spellcaster, and we can see that annotated right here. It has a 1 in 4 chance of casting a low-power offensive spell every turn it's in combat with us. But it only has 10 spell points, so it can't cast much. If we kill it, it'll drop an item, and because it's a magician, it'll drop some sort of magical-related item, or else a map, which wouldn't help us at all right now. Its intelligence is genius. Now, we talked about animal intelligence. We got a genius here. So let's start breaking down what intelligence means so you know what it is. The bog standard creature is going to be standard intelligence. What does that mean? If we look down at this, this is our stealth mode button. We can toggle it on or off. There, we're not being stealthy. There we are being stealthy. The only reason you'd ever toggle it off is if for some reason you deliberately wanted to attract the attention of a monster or something, you toggle it off, and then any stealth bonuses you have get ignored. We can see right here, though, monsters can see us up to 12 squares, and they can hear us 1 to 12. If it's a standard intelligence, it uses one of those two. It can use either of those to detect you. For sight, it has to have an unobstructed sight line, i.e. drawing a straight line, it can't pass through a wall or something. And if it can see you, and you're within 12 squares, it'll know where you are, and unless it's running away, it'll come towards you and try to kill you. Hearing works differently. Every monster can hear, but the distance it can hear randomizes every turn between 1 and 12 squares. So it might be 1 this turn, might be 6 next turn, 7 the turn after that, 12 the turn after that, you never know. If you're within that range, whether it can see you or not, even if it's through a ton of walls, it knows where you are and will start trying to pathfind towards you. That's standard intelligence. The animal intelligence we saw, that was the Mage, only uses the hearing aspect. So even if it has a line of sight, it won't come towards you. It's only if you're within 1 to 12 squares and that matches its hearing range that turn, it'll try to get to you. Again, that will fluctuate every turn. So animal intelligence, if you stay away from them, they generally won't bother you. They fight in self-defense. But they might, if they can hear really well, they might start coming at you aggressively. The other two we haven't seen, well, we saw Genius. What is Genius? Genius always knows where you are. They don't have to detect you. This guy, no matter where we are on the map, knows exactly where we are. And unless he's running, will always try to get to us to kill us. He'll pathfind through the safest, most direct route to get to us. Lastly, we have automatons. We haven't seen one of those yet. Automatons also always know exactly where you are. The thing is, with automatons, they don't have any intelligence to walk around obstacles. So if I was here, and an automaton was here, it would just try to walk through this wall and be unable to reach me. But if I walked here, it would then start coming around here. If I walked further, it would probably be trapped here, I guess, by this. But you get the point. So those are the different intelligence types and the different speed types. Let's go kill this goblin. Or kobold, pardon me, as best we can. Oh, we killed it one swing. Got it. We hit it for 4 points of damage. It missed us. It didn't even have a chance to cast a spell. We killed it. We're going to get a bit of experience out of that. And we found a sparking wand. Okay. So our experience is now 23 out of 300. And let's look at our sparking wand. So if we found a magic wand that casts sparks, the same spell we have here, does 1 to 8 electrical damage. So every time we use this, we can do 1 to 8 electrical damage to the monster if we successfully use it. Now, even though we're a mage, we studied spell casting and a bit of runic lore. We have not studied wand lore. We don't really know a lot about using wands. We can learn it, but for now, every time we try to use it, there's only a 25% chance it works. 75% chance it does nothing and still uses a charge. When the charges are empty, you can't use the wand further until you recharge it. But we'll talk about that when we need to. Let's go back to our character screen here. It's a good find. Got a pterodactyl over here. Level 4 monster. That's a pretty tough one. We might be able to kill it with our spark spell. It might be a good use of it. Let's not kill it yet. It's flying, no special abilities. It's a dinosaur. Let's avoid it for now, and we'll come kill it if we don't need our spark spell for something else. We saw that Mage. Here's another Mage, but this one's got a red swirl. What's that about? Red swirls indicates a boss. A unique monster. In this case, it is an Mage champion named Blightwing. Its only special ability is that its attack value is higher. It has 37 attack. I think the other guy had 17. So it'll hit us a lot easier. And its health is max for its character type, so it has 3 health. But if we kill it, it will also drop an item. Let's avoid it for the moment. We got some dangerous stuff to deal with here. Let's see what this is. Some sort of papers. Or this could be a booby trap, right? It could be papers. Or it might be a booby trap. It's most likely some sort of paper object, but it could be a booby trap. Oh, we found a nice spell book. Let's learn that spell. Oh, I hear a smuggler as well out there. Let's look at the spell. So, we found a spell book called Solidify Spirit. It is a low-power necromantic spell. If we cast it, it costs 12 spell points. It'll reduce to 0 the physical resistance of any monster of subtype spirit that we are fighting. So if we meet a ghost or something, it'll turn it solid, and then we can hack at it normally. Pretty useful. Let's go ahead and left-click it to learn it. As you can see, it's gone from our inventory. I destroyed the spellbook. And if we look in our low-power spells, here it is. These are listed alphabetically, by the way. Now, I do want to point out one thing, though. We know 5 spells, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It tells us that there. 5. Out of 7. We can only learn 7 spells at present. We'd have to get our memory skill up if we want to learn more. But still, it's a good spell to learn. Let's go ahead. This is a pterodactyl as well, but it's got a yellow swirl. What does that mean? It's a missile variant. So missile combat in Caverns doesn't work the way it does in some other roguelikes. As you saw, neither does combat. You don't bump to attack. You occupy the same square to attack and pass your turn if you want to keep fighting. Even to fight missile variants, or if I had a missile weapon, you still occupy the same square to fight. But it gives you a chance that you're just out of range and therefore the other guy can't fight you. So the swooping pterodactyl in this case, every turn we fought, in addition to my normal chance to hit and stuff, every turn we fought, there's a 33% chance I don't even swing at him. He swoops in, hits me, or doesn't, tries to attack me, and I don't get to swing at him at all. So he can be quite dangerous to deal with. A lot of tough monsters here, a lot more eye midges. We may have to start dealing with them. Let's go to open this. This is an apothecary cabinet. Could have potions in it, could be trapped. Nothing in it. Let's start killing some eye midges. I hear that smuggler around. I don't want him getting hurt. I don't want to waste my sparks on this guy. Not yet. Let's grab this gold instead. That's a curtain. Walk right through that. Even monsters who are blocked by doors can walk through curtains, but it does block line of sight.
Something I can take off.
I think the smuggler's down here. We don't want him getting killed yet. Let's get these monsters away from here. Let's lure them away from the smuggler. Smuggler we can sell things to. Unless he gets killed. If a monster enters his square, he'll die. A little dangerous fighting this guy here. Let's keep walking a bit north. Keep them away from that damned thing. Again, you see the hearing aspect, right? This guy can only detect us if he hears us. He moved away. Animal intelligence monsters also have a quirk where something like a 25% chance or something every turn they just move in a random direction because they're like that pterodactyl just did. All right, there's one eye midge down. Hit us. If he causes cellar sight, we could be in a lot of trouble, guys. Killed that eye midge. Just kill this kobold. He's easy enough. Hit us for 1. Hit us for 2. We hit him for 1. Our health is getting pretty low. Let's start walking away and lure these guys up and away from that smuggler and see if we can find anything up here. Whoops. Fighting Blightwing. We do need to heal a bit in case we find a monster that kills us or a booby trap. There's a portcullis here. We need to pull a lever to open it. Probably, not for sure, pulling this lever will open that portcullis. Not that it would do us any good. But it could do something else. So let's not go there now. Let's go ahead and drop off our gold in a temple. So what is a temple? Every single map has a temple on it. Without exception. Here it is here on the map. They serve a lot of purposes, but the primary one is if you walk onto a temple square, all of your treasure, that's all of your gold and all of your gems get converted to experience points. Usually at a 1-to-1 ratio, though it varies for some characters. So there, we dropped off our 14 gold, and now we have 14 experience points. More than we had. We're going to need to use that spark spell, maybe the sparks wand, probably on the pterodactyls. Let's try the swooping pterodactyl first. He'd be the harder to deal with. Let's try and cast sparks. Did 6 damage to him. Oh, and we also electrified him. Okay. We did electrical damage to him. Every type of special damage beyond physical. And magic. Also, magic has no special aspects to it. Whenever you do damage of a special type, there's a chance you have an extra effect. The chance is usually equal to the amount of damage done. So we did 6 damage. There was a 6% chance only that we might electrify this guy. While he's electrified, he'd take 1 damage per turn, or a certain amount of damage per turn, I don't remember what, based on his health. And he also couldn't move or do anything. But I think we only did enough to do it for 1 turn. I think he's back from the edge, which means he only has 1 health left. Now remember, our sickle gives us a minus 11 to hit. So let's unequip it. We do 1 damage with our fists. There we go. Oh, maybe he is electrified. Nope. If we hit him at all, he's dead. If he hits us, we could be in a lot of trouble because we're really low on health. Now, okay, let's stop doing this. Let's go ahead and use our sparking... No, let's use our Mage Shield scroll. Why didn't we do this earlier? He'll have a hard time hitting us now. Let's try and finish him. Damn it. Let's use our sparking wand. 4 health. He can't kill us with 1 hit yet. Let's keep using our wand. There, we got him. Okay, he's dead. If we level up, we'll get all our health back. I don't know if we're going to have enough to level up, but we're going to try. While our mage helm is up high, let's go ahead and fight him. Oh, we have a 10% chance either way. Let's go ahead and put our sickle back on. Let's keep using our wand. We hit him before with our sickle. One more try with the wand. That failed. Okay. Let's go ahead and drink our wine. That'll give us back a bunch of spell points, but make us dizzy. So we got back 20 spell points. He moved off us with his animal intelligence. As you can see, our chance to hit is only 10 right now because our dexterity is 10. It was 10 before, though, so it makes no difference. Let's go ahead and cast Sparks on him to finish him off. Oh, we didn't quite finish him. While our Mage Helm lasts, we got to keep fighting, man. We can't afford to... when that Mage Helm runs out, we can see it right here. They're going to have a lot easier time hitting us. Oh, if we get hit again, we're dead. Period. Let's stay away from him for the moment. It's a shame. If we step in a pit trap, we're dead. We're on the edge of death, guys. I don't know if we can pull through this or not. Let's go ahead and put our sickle back on. This is, he's already dead. Somebody got him. This is platinum. It'd give us double the amount gold would give us. Got 18 gold pieces worth. If we can get that to the temple, we'll get 18 experience. An astral trap kit. We can set this up as a trap, and monsters who step in it will take like magical damage based on their intelligence. The smarter they are, the is that right? Yeah, the smarter they are, the more likely they are not to take damage. But the dumber they are, the more likely they are to take damage from it, and it'll do a certain amount of damage to them. But we're not going to set it up right now because we have no trap setting skill. If we tried to set that up, we'd be likely to set it off. We'd have a 50% chance of setting it off on ourselves, which would instantly kill us. We have to go north. If he steps on us, he may kill us. Okay. We got to find every first dungeon level, without exception, has a health potion on it. So somewhere on this level there is a health potion. If we can get to it, that'll obviously make our situation a lot better for the moment. I want to cast finger candles, but if we can get some spell points back, we'll be able to cast sparks again, which could help us deal with some of these monsters. Let's look at our map. We haven't explored over here. It is possible. No. We haven't explored down here or something. The health potion, that might be it right there, probably. It's an object. Let's try and get over there without, dying. It's a tall order right now. Let's go ahead and pull this lever on passing. Yeah, it opened the portcullis, as you can see. Stay away from me, guys. Alright, we got a small health potion. That's great. Let's go ahead and drink that. It could be poisoned, but like I said, there's always one unpoisoned health potion on dungeon level 1, and we haven't seen anything else, so this is probably not poison. Gave us back 28 health. That helped. We only have one damage now. I'd like to kill this guy because he's only got 1 fucking health, but we don't have the ability to cast any spells at him. We don't have our wand. We don't have any special ability to hurt him. And every turn he'll have like a 1 in 3 chance of hitting us, and we'll have a 1 in 10 chance of hitting him. Mind you, if we hit him, he's dead. Let's unequip our sickle. We only need to do 1 damage. Every weapon and armor has a condition. As you can see, our sickle's already down to 79%. When it reaches 0%, you can't use it anymore. So let's use our fists. We'll fight him for a minute. If we get down below, if we get down to 15 again, we'll run. Oh, we killed him. Okay, give us some nice health or experience rather there. We probably killed the kobold. I'm not going to mess with a fully healthy pterodactyl. Let's get this gold. Bring it to the temple. Another way to get to the temple, press Control T. It'll take you there by the fastest route. Control G will bring you to the nearest gold or treasure. Kobolds we can deal with. We are wearing down our sickle, though. Even when you miss, you bring it down. That guy's dead. You see we did bonus strength damage there because our sickle can only do 1 to 6, but we did 7. God, don't cause cellar side. Okay, he's dead. I think we got everything except 1 pterodactyl, and I think if we fought it, with the amount of health it has, we might end up regretting it. We might end up dead. Unfortunately, we didn't quite level up. We're almost up a level. It might still be an image out there. I might hear one now. Fuck. We fell in a net-filled pit trap, guys. No damage, because we landed on a nice cushy net. But we're paralyzed. No, we're paralysed. There's a small error. I'll fix that in between games here. We are, as I said, looking for any bug we can find. I don't have a lot of time left to test this, and there's a lot of new stuff, so I especially want to meet new monsters and stuff. Test them. So I'll fix that typo when we're done here. For 60 turns, you can see that right here. If we point at this, you can see it's pulsing down there in the corner. If we point at this, it tells us what's going on. For 60 turns, we can't leave our square, but we can still fight normally and stuff. We're stuck in this net for that period of time. Now, we could wait. It could pass 60 turns. I could also right-click this. If I right-click this this thing, this icon, it'll pass all the turns required to pass to get rid of it. Or I can just press backspace, which passes all the turns to get rid of the first debuff in play, or the earliest debuff. So let's just press backspace. It aborted it because we can suddenly see him. But I'll go ahead and press it again. There's a monster nearby. You sure you want to keep going? Yeah, keep going. So he flew into our square. We got to fight him now. We have no real choice. We're still stuck in here for another 4 turns. That's it. So I'll go ahead and pass 4 turns while we fight him. Now we can get out, but we are still in a pit. We're untangled from the net. We're still down in the pit. In order to get out of this pit, we have to climb out. And our chances of doing that are based on our dexterity. In this case, as you can see, half our dexterity. So we only have a 10% chance each time we try to climb out. So I'm going to try and move to the east. I'll keep going until it tells us we didn't fail and we get out. He's only got 1 health. Let's go ahead and unequip our sickle. Didn't change our odds of hitting him, unfortunately, because he still has good defense. Let's finish him off now. He's at 1 health. There we go. Killed him for 46. We found something really nice. Armor. You have found Sure Shot's tournament-winning boots. That's a legendary item, guys. He dropped legendary boots. Sure Shot's tournament-winning boots. And we leveled up. Yay! So what happens when we leveled up? Well, we gained 2 max health. So our health instead of being 30, max health instead of being 30 is now 32. And then all of our health points were restored. Now, because we're a mage, all of our spell points were also restored. So we have enough we can go take on that pterodactyl again. We gained 10 attribute points. We can put into any of these attributes on the right where those plus signs are. We also gained a skill point. So let's go ahead and put all of our points into dexterity for now. Let's at least get it to basic. Oh, we got a racial perk too. Every time you gain an even character level, you gain a racial perk based on your race. Every time you reach an odd character level, you gain a class perk based on your class. So in this case, because we're a half-orc, we gain the perk Masochism. Every time we take combat damage, there's a 15% chance we gain the equivalent level of experience. We like being hurt. We're a half-orc. So, you know, there's something in it for us now. If he does 20 damage to us, you get 20 experience 15% of the time. Okay, let's go ahead and raise our dexterity up to 10. Okay. Give us a better chance of hitting in combat. Also means we can use higher level missile weapons now, slightly. Also means we could learn rogue skills to the basic level if we ever had the opportunity. But we got our spell points back. Let's go back and face that guy. And we'll try casting Sparks at him, and depending on how well that goes, we'll either keep fighting him or let him go. We only did 1 damage, damn it. Let's equip our sickle. There, he's dead. 46 experience for that. I think we've killed everything on this level. I think we've found everything on this level. No reason to stick around. Yeah, this is a lantern casting light. So we could take the stairs down, bring us to dungeon level 2. 1% chance the stairs collapse under us because the stairs are rotten. Or the treacherous mine shaft, which will bring us down to dungeon level 2, but in a mine, so there'll be more wealth down there. And a 4% chance it collapses under us because the cable snaps. Let's go with that. If we were to drop, you can see the chance of it snapping is based on the number of inventory items we're carrying. We're carrying 4 items, so that's the case. Oh, let's look at this. We didn't look at this, for God's sakes. Sure Shot's tournament-winning boots. They are legendary armor, light footwear. We have to have at least 30 strength to use it. Check. We will gain 6 defense. So you saw that image. We had a 12% chance less to hit it than we should have had because we were it had a defense of 12. Everybody else will have a 6% chance less to hit us now because we'll be wearing these. His condition is perfect right now. And If we had distance strike, it would increase the odds of our distance strike by 15%. Right now we have no distance strike because we're using a sickle, right? We're not using a dart or a bow or something. Normally your distance strike would be 33% chance. If I put this on, and I have a distance weapon, we now have a 48% chance of distance strike. Really good if we get a chance to use missile weapons. Let's say yes. Treacherous Mineshaft. The elevator takes you down to a platinum mine. You also saw Faith plus 12. Why was that? Every monster in the game, without exception, or every god in the game, every deity, wants you to kill Xaskazien. They're all terrified of him. Even the most powerful gods in the universe are terrified of Xaskazien. So they're cheering you on. Even the ones who hate you still want you to succeed, reluctantly. So every time you go down a level, you're getting closer to Xaskazien. And what that means is every god in the game likes you 1% more every time you descend. And you also gain faith based on whoever you worship. We'll talk more about faith in a bit. Let's say okay for now. Here we are. We're down in a mine. We're down in a platinum mine. We can query this. We can see dungeon level 2, platinum mine. Typical mines consist of sprawling, wending tunnels, though some may be open craters with jutting, go-nowhere halls. Platinum mines will usually have extra platinum littering the ground, as well as extra platinum-veined walls ripe for mining. Most are only accessible via minecart or shaft. As you know, we got here by our shaft. So we're going to look what's on the screen right now, and then we're going to call it quits. So we've got some silver over here. You saw platinum earlier. Platinum gave us double the quantity of gold we should find. Silver gives you half. We have an object here. We know what that is. Some sort of object or booby trap. Can't be sure. About a 90% chance it's an object, about a 10% chance it's a booby trap. This is a heavy door. Doors you can just walk through, but heavy door requires a strength check, a basic strength check, which means we'd have to roll percentile dice. If we get 40 or less, we open the door. Otherwise, we have to keep trying. This is a rotting animal carcass. Some sort of cow or horse or something is laying dead here. And because it's here laying dead, it's letting off this stench. All these squares have stench in them. Entering a stench square, 50% chance you inhale. If you inhale, you become nauseous for 60 turns. While you're nauseous, you cannot cast spells, and you cannot fight. You can still use wands and stuff. Now let's look at our wand. It's still empty. But if we get our wand lore skill up, in addition to increasing the chance of success using a wand, staff, or rod, it will also recharge wand, staffs, and rods every time you go down a dungeon level. If we had it at the basic level, it would recharge at 1 point. At the advanced, it would be 1 to 2 points, and expert would be 1 to 3. That's it for now, guys. I'm going to call it right here. It's a good opening volley for our half-orc mage named Hogzoruk. I'll be back tomorrow with more of this. I'll fix this one little error, the fact that we were peril-zide in a net pit trap. I'll fix that right now. You'll see the version number of the game climb 0.01 because we fixed a bug. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Hope wherever you are, you're having a great day. I've got to go and rest my voice for a bit. It hurts me to talk for a long time. See ya. Quit. I press Q to quit. I'm going to say yes by pressing Y. And we're back to here. Let's use the keyboard. Let's look at one other thing while we're here. View high score. You can see the last 3 characters I had. Whoops. Right here we had Idea Perlos the Deviant, a level 2 female Taltia Warden halfling necromancer who got melted by an acidic potion in Abandoned Lair on dungeon level 1. Abandoned Lair is the name of a legendary land she went to. Melcent Meadstew the Exorcist was a level 7 male Fomorian halfling witch hunter. He was killed by a mage in Elastra, another legendary land, on dungeon level 4. And then my very last one, Nightshade Ruby the minor deity, who was a level 34 male Vestonian gnomish paladin, was flattened by a rolling boulder on dungeon level 22. He started as a fairy, but there was a metamorphosis that took him over and turned him into essentially a gnome with a few fairy aspects left over. We could reset some stuff. You can reset the high score. I'm not going to do it. But if I left click here, it gives you the option to get rid of all the scores.